Welcome to season 2 of Two Mics No Limit. I'm your host, Lydia.
And I'm Fati. Welcome.
Did you guys miss us?
I mean, how could they not? It's us.
I was like, how long have we been gone for? Like, I want to record already.
Girls, honestly, it's been like 2 weeks. Like, you're a fiend. Like, girl, if you miss me, just say that. Like, you don't even have to start with how long has it been since we recorded? Just say, Fati, I missed you, and I wanted to see you again.
Man.
So I was trying to rush back because we belong in front of the camera. This is our home. You could just go and say that whole monologue. It's okay.
Look. So, do you know what happened like 2 days ago? I went to the gyno, right?
Oh.
It's not what you think.
Oh, okay.
Let me finish. I went to the gyno, and then they had sat me down, and then she left the room and was like, "Hey, I just posted this on TikTok." She said, "I will leave for you to get ready." Mm-hmm. And then I was just laying down like, wait. But she's about to still come back.
Yo, honestly, I understand because it's like, okay, you're all the way in there. Like, you're inserting things and poking around.
Like, you know me more than I know myself at this point.
But you can't watch me take my pants off.
And then after she gets up like, oh, I'm gonna leave and I'll come back in. I'm like, girl, just stay.
Like,
because at this point, like, you just went in there with your freaking like,
you did all that just to, you know what pisses me off more? When they have a curtain and then they close the curtain and then they even leave the room. Like, damn, girl.
I'm like, you're already seeing everything. You felt everything. At this point, me and you is in a relationship. There is no privacy anymore. Like,
that's like your waxer saying she's gonna leave the room so you can get undressed. Like, girl, if you don't,
when they tell you to do the butterfly,
like,
she's like, do the butterfly. Oh, can you hold it?
Like, yo. You talk like, yo, there's
because I go butterfly with your legs and you go like this.
I go to European Wax Center, right? And like, I don't ever like specify a wax or whatever because I like all of them. And every time like I have like a certain one, they always make me pose a certain way. Like you know when is this TMI? Could we talk about this on? There's like the one waxer that I would say, like, you know, like when it gets to like the end strip, I'll call it the end strip. You're like, hold your legs up or bend over
and then like
hold it open. And it's like, girl.
At least my waxer, when I used to go, she'll have you just turn on the side and just like, you know, but
that's actually that's cool.
But anyway, speaking of gynos, I know that in Houston, there's the HIV rates. It's like skyrocketing right now.
Really?
Yeah.
In Houston?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because people are contracting it, like from 15 and up, like even like high schools, and a lot of people are not coming out because they might have had it, but they're afraid of the judgment, or they're still passing it around because they don't have the symptoms. And I just wanted to bring awareness to it to be safe. Like, go get tested. Like, you start talking to a new guy, you know, you want to take it there, take a date to the clinic. Like, you both need to get tested because, especially I feel like as a woman, I don't know about for men, like you can just like put something on, get your deed done, whatever. But for us, if you have that and you're carrying that with you, you can't breastfeed.
Yeah, you can't because it's like in your blood.
Yeah, and it's like you have to be on top of it. If you get pregnant, you don't want your baby to get it. And those are innocent beings. And I feel like we need to take that thing more seriously. And I know
your child could be born with it.
Exactly. And that's what's so scary about it. And I feel like people are just seeing like, it's just another thing. You can cure it. But it's more
it's not
complicated.
Even curable yet.
Like, you can just take manageable pills, you know?
Yeah, like to keep it undetectable. Or and I know... there's PrEP, right, for people who, like, you know, basically if you're with someone who's HIV positive and then you take PrEP, I believe it prevents you from contracting it or something like that. So like there's that protection. I do sometimes see certain, like, oh, there's this HIV breakthrough, or like, oh, this lab developed a cure. I don't know if it's for fake or clickbait or if it's real, but I feel like a cure is in the horizon. But like you said,
you need to be careful. If any Ghanaians too are watching, I mean, I don't know about other countries. I know that Ghana is the hotspot right now for Dirty December tourists going to visit. Like, if they come just because they're a bugger and you think they're from America, so they have money, let me go give him some, and get some money. Girl, you need to be careful because, no, for real, because like, we are over here in America, there's insurance, there's enough things to manage it. But over there, you're probably doing these things because you need money. So let's say you contract the HIV. What do you have to cure yourself? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Because the resources out there might be limited.
So that's what I'm saying, that y'all need to be very careful when it comes to stuff like that. It's not everything that is like you need to go put yourself onto it. That's just my PSA. And our, like,
even if you wanted to do that, use protection. And also, if you gonna use your mouth, make sure you have something there to protect you too, because just because you wrapped in one thing don't mean the other thing is going to be protected if you're doing the other thing over there.
The skin that's in there is also the same ones, and it's still going to get it. It's still going to get in
you some way, so you got to either don't, like, just stay protected all the way. Like,
please be smart.
Girl, how did you take it to, I thought you, hold on.
I want to talk about the China dupes.
Yeah, because I'm like,
not the China dupes.
I thought we were talking about.
Oh, sorry.
Orange man causing problems. And then you started talking about Houston. And
no, because I don't know. I just feel like I want to warn my girls. We need to be, like, careful,
Nah, you right. And that was the right message. I was just wondering how we got there. But
tariffs.
Yeah.
You know how tariff work now in America, I guess, at this point. I think we know how it works now.
Right. If I was confused before, I'm not confused no more. Because before I was a little like, how will this benefit us?
Maybe it might. I feel like with his idea, the orange guy's idea of making America great and having everything made here is cool. But you can't get it done in 4 years.
And thank you. Because it's like you're being a little...
Yeah.
Like, he's being a little barbaric about it. And because of that,
it's like you come on just one, not even a year yet. You shutting down this, so China can give this. You can't, like, first of all, I feel like I think that Nike, I don't know if it's like 100% true, but Nike did an analysis if they have their factories here of how much it's going to cost per what it's costing now. It was between $250 to $300 per shoe. So, but now we buy it for like what, $50 to $90. So
it depends. It depends on the sneakers,
right? So then, if people here are still making, I know in Buffalo right now the minimum wage is $15.50.
Yes.
How is somebody going to afford to buy their children's shoes doing minimum wage jobs? I feel like we need to focus more about how to raise our money up before everything else skyrockets. Like, we're not going to be able to build factories and making assembly line things in the span of what he's giving us. So to put China in a tariff, now they're being, like, also petty.
Of course. I mean,
you know what I'm trying to say?
I felt them because I'll do the same thing. What you mean? What you mean?
So they have tariffs, we have tariffs, and everybody's getting taxed. Okay.
Like, and honestly, if I was some other nation and I was doing, there was even it is this woman who's the president the leader of this one African country, and she was like, "Oh, you want to deport my people from your country, you want to do this and revoke visas and all this. Okay, all the Americans that are in my country are getting packed up too, and now y'all need visas and whatever, and they're actually about to be deported. I gotta look up which country that was, and it's like, good for you. Yes, as you should retaliate, and I'm here for it. I don't even care what, if it might lead to global conflict. Oh well.
Right.
Like, because at this point, like.
And I also did see some posts where the Chinese are coming out now saying that Hermes, well, they didn't say like Hermes specifically. They're saying like this brand. And then they have like, they don't want to get sued. But Hermes or Hermes, however you call it, it's
Probably
made
some
this way.
French stuff.
Or it's Louis Vuitton.
whatever
It's
it
made
is.
that way. This is the factory that they use, right? I have my own opinion on it. Because, did you know that Chinese, they didn't have access to like Instagram or TikTok or something like that? But I just find it funny how now that this is happening,
They
all
have
of a sudden,
restricted access.
they have restricted,
restricted
access, right?
access to
But
certain
now, all of
things.
a sudden, there's this floodgates open for them to keep pushing this onto us to basically hurt the economy.
They're being petty, as they should. Again, you want me to say it again? I'm gonna say it mad times as they should.
I feel like I understand, but now it's kind of, to me, how I see it is like a luxury goods, whether it's Prada, Louis Vuitton, or whatever. People are saying that, okay, you bought it for $2,000. How do you feel that I bought it for $20? I'm sorry, but the $20, like leather costs up to like $700, and you buy it for $20 and you think it's real. Like, let's be for real. Like, no, it's not. Have you compared the Louis Vuitton fake and the real? It's crunchier than the Sahara. It's dry.
But like, I don't doubt that they're because a lot of different places import material. And there could be, because again, like, there's probably trademark, copyright, like certain, like, things that like they can't infringe upon, or else like they'll be violating like intellectual property and stuff, and that's a whole thing. So it could be for them to avoid being sued, or like, or whatever, by these companies or whatever, and they may have like even signed some type of like contract clause, whatever. They have to probably use different materials, or like, or even like they can't, because I know for a fact they can't position their logos the same way, because it would infringe on their intellectual
fake
property.
Ones, the fake ones.
Like that,
people are like, well, now it's not fake because it's coming from the same factory. No, what is being said is that like, let's say that Hermes uses ABC warehouse. The ABC warehouse now is trying to cut out the middleman, who is Hermes, and wants to sell to straight Americans.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So now they're saying that, okay, so we make it in China, which, like, if I was Hermes, I'm not even gonna come out and debunk it, because if I'm that girl, I'm that girl. Like, the ones that got the money is going to spend the money. If you don't, go for the Chinese one. Anyways, so they're saying that, okay, that factory is 80% makes the bags with their
right.
craftsmen, and then they ship it up to Italy
for the finishing touches.
And then the 20% that's there is what makes it that price tag. Me personally, I just feel like whether or not that's so, that 20%, I feel like that's what you paying for. You're paying for the history of the brand. Like, you're paying for the luxury of even like having that membership thing. And you're also paying for like their lawyers, their branding, paying for celebrity advertisement. There's so much that goes into what you're paying for. And regardless of it being Hermes or not, there's always going to be a luxury brand that is going to be higher that people are going to want. Because you can't get a cute Aldo bag. You can get a cute Chinese bag that does not have that logo. But why is it specifically that's what you want? Because of where the brand has gotten itself. Let's be for real. It's like you want to achieve that look for cheap, but yet you not really, because it's not from the actual brand. If you don't care about it as bad, there's a $20 bag that will last you for a lifetime. Aldo, they make great bags for less. You can wear that. Like, you know what I mean? It's not by force to come rain or shine. I have to have a Louis Vuitton. It has to look like a, why? That's what gets me, because okay, you want to spend $20. There is a bag that's gonna have $20, and it's not. Guess what? It's not like plastic, and it's hard. The bags look hard. Like, I watched so many videos of like the comparison of like the Louis Vuitton and the real ones. The real ones has like a soft bounce, like it kind of like folds onto itself when you lay it down, and the crunchy, like I said the crunchy one, the Chinese real one, it just kind of like stands straight, like stiff, like. And even people that buy it know the color is different.
Like, but okay. So, few things. I do agree that people are trying to, you know, like have the you know, designer look for less or whatever, or have the look for less or whatever. Or, you know, there's even celebrities who go and buy the DH gate version of whatever, because they're just like, well, these two are the same thing. Well, they look the same, so I'm just gonna wear this to keep up appearances without spending my money on the stuff or whatever. And it's like, okay, cool, whatever. But there's no but even. Like, I'm saying, really, like, to go to your point about earlier. I mean, that you made earlier about people wanting the look but not wanting to pay the price for it and stuff. I feel like that all that really speaks to, like, you know, what people in society value. Because one thing about me, I'm not buying anything that I can't buy more than once. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, if at this point, if I'm at this one point and I'm like, you know, I actually want this bag and I can afford it because I can buy multiple of it, I'm gonna make the purchase because it's just something I wanted and I could afford it, right? But I'm still not gonna go out of my way, like, because I have to have this item. You know what I mean?
I have to obtain the look.
Yeah, or like to keep up appearances, because who am I impressing? But at the same time, too, there are people who, you know, like they feel like they do have to, like, keep up appearances. They have to impress whatever. Like, some of these artists that don't really make much money and they need to keep up that appearance. Some of them openly admit to buying knockoffs or got exposed for it or whatever it is, because they don't really got that much money, but they need to keep up this, like, this
appearance,
look. Yeah, you know what I mean? And they can't afford to do that because they got to allocate their money to, like, other things. That's, you know, whatever. But at the same time or whatever, yes, you can tell when things are fake.
You can tell.
Because it's, like, different colors, whatever the case is, whatever.
Have you seen the Lululemon dupes and the real Lulu? I'm sorry, but the material is not even the same.
I haven't. I don't mess with Lululemon because they low. I did my capstone for grad school on Lululemon, and I just researched a lot, and I don't like the company at all. That's all I'm gonna say. But what I wanted to really, like, say was, I don't think that it's a problem that China is exposing these luxury brands and stuff who are honestly robbing people for a name. And even I could even be a millionaire right now, seeing and hearing that, and it's like, oh, okay, so I thought I was paying for a craftsman to make my bag that I'm paying you $20,000+ for. That is a lot of money. And, you know, I'm thinking I have a craftsman making my product, but you got it going through an assembly line because you paid these people and you outsourced it. That is, but like, basically lying to me.
The thing is, though, you don't know that to be a fact.
I mean,
you don't know that to be 100% fact. According to
if they could prove otherwise.
But that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't even bother because their marketing is not the marketing for them. There is a lower class, there is a middle class, there is a, like, upper class, and then there's a top 1%. They're not marketing to you in the lower class. Let's be for real. Like, if you think fine. Right, if you have to go to as far as to be looking into that, then maybe it's not for you. Like, you understand what I'm saying? So you can't be wanting to wear me, like, you might be somebody, like, working at a McDonald's, seeing Kim Kardashian carrying a $60,000 bag, like, let me go outsource where I can get it for cheaper. Let's be real.
But so as Kim Kardashian carrying my $60,000 bag and China comes out and says, we made that bag, I'm going to be mad that I paid you $60,000 for some bullshit.
That's what I'm saying, that I don't think for Kim Kardashian and them, it phases them. Because
it should.
Because that's 80%,
lying.
If that's what they're claiming and it's to be true, that 80% that Chinese are saying that they're making, that 20% is what they're putting their price tag on.
But listen.
So unless you can put that 20%, you can't afford it.
I doubt that if they're literally saying we have shipped these bags to this brand,
where is the receipt?
And then I'm pretty sure they probably have them.
They're saying all of these things, but they're not putting no receipts. They're not putting any invoice transactions. They're not putting anything out. Please put it out.
So
like, I want to see it.
Okay, but at the same time, I would like for the luxury brands to prove that they aren't outsourcing.
They have already, like the ones that sell it say that, okay, it's coming from Italy. That's where they make it. Like the people that are really into it, that sell it and deal with it, is saying that it's coming from Italy. Those
of course they're going to say that. They're brand ambassadors.
Those also the people that have the money. And then nowadays too, I keep seeing like people promoting DHK and all of that. They also have affiliated links.
Yeah, but if China basically said that they create these things and I
feel like China,
they send it.
Honestly,
I don't think
what Trump is doing is bad, but what China is doing is still trying to get the consumers to favor them to keep shopping there, and is lying on those goods. Because me personally, buy what you can afford, but once you try to put a logo, like let's say that Jada Waiter, she came out with lashes that cost $70. People are thinking I can buy it for $2. She's over here like, listen, this is my brand. This what I put into it. My glam, my lawyers, my mirrors, my boxes. I handpicked everything. I think my thing is worth $70. Me sitting over here like, I don't got $70 to put on the lashes, but hey, you girl, the people that you're advertising to bought it. But that doesn't mean that the ones from over there is not as good. But that is her own. That is her touch that she's put on it to make it Jada Waiter's eyelashes.
But listen,
do you understand what I'm saying?
Her touch usually is slapping a logo on it. That's exactly what that's exactly what they do. That's what these brands do too. Like if they're showing like, hey, look at this factory and we have all this stuff going. We make their stuff. We send it to them. They put their logo and their finishing touches on it. They paid maybe $50 per bag to be made or whatever, and they're selling it to you for $5,000 or whatever, right? Which is like, even if these brands are doing that, hoorah, whatever. But don't market your brand like for it to be like, oh, this is genuine, that this person made.
I think
wait, let me finish. Like, that this person made or whatever. And, like, oh, this was like definitely made by this craftsman or this bag maker in Italy and whatever the case is. And that never happened. That's deceptive business practices, and that is not legal.
My thing is they should release the receipts.
They should, and that's why I don't think there's no such thing as a brand. I don't think
they haven't. So before then, me personally, as a big of a brand, as Hermes, or I'm not saying anything to you. The ones that are gonna buy, and then in the next few years, go buy it from China. We're gonna see whose is more real. Do you understand what I'm saying? In the next few years, when your bag is not surviving because you bought a $30 leather, when it doesn't even, like, leather alone on the market, how much is it not put into anything? And you're about to tell me that and this is this. Come on. Like, if they were selling it and they were selling it at like a hefty price, maybe, okay, instead of $30,000, they're selling it as like something that's more advisable, then it will make sense to me. But they're not. That's why I'm like,
that's the problem.
This is not really making sense, because even some of the leather they source, they say come from Nigeria. Even to go and buy like the real thing costs upwards of $700. What kind of business is going to be losing money just to come and give you the free? Come on.
That's
if your cost is more than what your profit, I wouldn't be in business. Like, they're cutting down on something, and I'm telling you, they're cutting down on the material. Like, when people paying the price, what makes sense to me is the girls that go to jewelers, like jewelers to make their bracelets, like actual gold, right? Mm-hmm. What would make sense to me is like, okay, Cartier, they make 18K gold gram, but they sell it for $7,000. Okay, well, I don't want to pay that, because after I take it to the jeweler, you could take it to somewhere else to resell it and get your money's worth. But no, I want to take it to a pawn store. They will give you $800 for that gram of gold. But some people rather go to the jeweler and tell them, I want a 21 karat gold. I think it goes up to like 1,200, and they make it into the shape that they prefer. To me, it's like, I could understand that because it's like legitimate. Yeah, you're not about to wear it where your skin will be bleaching out because they lied and said it was this. You know what I'm trying to say?
There are some jewelers
but it's
who
still
do.
kind of also copying Cartier, like, you know. But the
Are you
thing
talking
is,
about like
though,
a custom?
right? Like some
custom
people
thing
custom make.
modeled off of. Wait, like what do you mean?
So like let's say this bracelet right here, and then somebody like it's going for 5K, but somebody don't want to pay that. They will take it to like an actual gold store, and then whatever gram of gold that is costing, they will pay for that. Which is why I'm saying that if a gold, what is it, 18 gram of gold is $800. And then in China, they're telling me I can buy the same real gold with same Cartier on it for $30. It wouldn't make sense to me because you're like, that's what I'm. That. But that's what I'm saying. That is for those designer bags.
But you gotta remember too, like China has a lot of resources over there. That's why people source there, and they probably have way more reasonable prices there, locally there, than we do. And that's true for like a lot of different things. Like that's way more expensive
but
here
my thing is, though,
than it is overseas.
My thing is, though, why don't you buy those bags that is not carrying the name of Louis Vuitton logos all over on them?
I mean, that's look, I'm not arguing for people to purchase fake stuff. I'm like, more so, my position is more so, if you're like, you can't be a brand and deceive your consumers. Like you can't say like,
but who
you
says
can't,
who?
But they haven't
what
said
is
they
the
haven't
proof
said
is?
any. No one has shown
if like that's what I'm saying, that I wouldn't be, because the ones that are probably have the connections to do that, because that's who can afford it. I'm not buying a $30,000 bag unless I have $200,000 in my bank account. Right. At that stage, I can afford to find out. At that stage, I can afford to find out the information that I need to find out. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you can't be having $30 in your bank account wanting to know the ins and outs of a brand as Hermes.
But I'm not gonna lie too. They don't sell the same type of stuff to certain people, and different, like their different bags are priced differently. I'm pretty sure if LeBron walked into like one of those stores, they're showing him a completely different collection than they're gonna show who's a broke rapper, Meek Mill.
He's broke,
I think. So allegedly. Like they're not, like that's two different, like they're not or like a C-list rapper that's just still not up there. Like he only got like 1 million. Like they're not showing the 1 million person the same stuff as they showing the billionaire. Like it's just not happening. So it could be that, oh well, these few that's our actual craftsmen made that, because there's Birkin bags that are like $500,000 or something like that. That I'm pretty sure it was like, some shit, but then the ones that they're, the 20,000, it's like, oh yeah, we gotta outsource that. That's whatever. Like, and this idiot's gonna buy it anyway. But like, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's not really the thought process, but that could very much be true. Like that can actually happen. The little few that they actually feel is real luxury. You know what I mean? And like, which is like A-okay, right? But all I'm saying is, as a brand, you cannot continue to make these crazy profits off of, your consumers, your customers, the ones that can't afford you, when you're not giving them like what they think that they're paying for. They probably and that's if, let's just say, if, it's actually like, they are really sourcing, outsourcing their brand and all that. Because I know for China, I mean, Nike already said that their stuff is made in China. So I'm not really like, I know a lot of stuff is made in China. Some, things have that logo, like, made in Taiwan, made in Thailand,
I know,
whatever.
I see your point in a consumer point of view, and then I see their point in a business point of view as well. If I'm a business, like right now with the job I do, right? And we're paying somebody that works a certain percentage. You're like, oh, why are you not giving me all of this? I'm doing mostly, first of all, the stuff that you're using, the staffs in the office, every moment this person want to sue you. Every time this person want to do this, that is all that money that is being used to protect that brand. That in turn, going back to the dupe situation, that's what in turn, when somebody buys an item and it's sold out, it becomes an investment that they can sell in the future and like what they call the classics or whatever, and get their money out of it. They've made it into a whole marketing strategy that they as a brand have built. So I don't think that using at 80%, I feel like, to me, I don't have, like, if I don't have the money, it's not by force for me to go source something that is a logo on it just for me to get the 80% version. Because if I'm investing into a luxury item, I want it to, in the future, if I have to sell it, I know that I'm getting my money back or more. That's why I'll buy a item that I feel like is good, and they've marketed it that way. So whether or not it was made in China and 20% is made in Italy, they have gotten to the point of it where that material is worth its value if you keep it well. That is the branding that I feel like people are paying for.
I mean, which is great. I already know, like, they do that with like the Birkins and stuff. But again, if like it turns out that they are using like these cheaper materials and stuff, and it's not, it's not the product that they paid for, like they believe they were paying for. Yeah, you spent your money. No one forced you to do it or whatever. However, that's unethical.
But the thing is, though, that's why people want it.
Like,
why? Oh, you know what? Like an Aldo bag. It's affordable.
Right.
If they make it for $6, they're selling it for $12. Buy that one. Why are you not buying that one? Because the human brain.
But I'm speaking about.
Let me finish. The human brain do not want something that is that easily attainable. There is always going to be something that is going to be superior than who you think you are, that you're going to want to obtain for a certain status, no matter what. So regardless of, okay, they made it for $700, they should sell me for $1,400. That is not why they even want it, because people would not be going through all that lengths to jeopardize their information to acquire it just to put on a show.
But it's not even like, for example, Cardi B. She's very she's rich. She has a lot of Birkin bags. You think she's gonna be happy to know that like it was like sold to her under different pretenses? And this is someone who don't got no problem buying whatever the hell she want. You think it's gonna go over well for her? Like when she like, this bag was made in China? For all I could have went and gotten my DH gate. Like, and it's not even about like, we know, look, she's rich as heck, but
but you don't think that she has the resources to go visit those places that you're saying that if she puts it in her request?
She can 100% do that, but she has shelves and shelves of Birkins.
That's what I'm saying, that if I
example.
Spend that much with you and I have concerns, that is who they're going to reply to, because that is their targeted audience. Now, if Cardi B bought it just, for wear's sake or for investment sake, the people that, let's say she bought it for $100,000. In the next few years, it's going to become a classic where she's going to want to sell it for $200K. The people that even had that money to acquire it already have that resources to go seek where it's being made.
But listen, I could bet you.
Do you get what I'm saying or
like,
no?
No, I get what you're saying, because you're saying that, like, they can, basically like prove the quality and everything, because the brand would want to do that to avoid liability and stuff. But I can promise you that once these brands, like, because all of that is about image at the end of the day. It's about image. That false sense of like status and whatever. It's all about image at the end of the day. People are criticizing these brands because they are like getting rich and making money. First of all, like a lot of these luxury brands fall under LVMH, which is like a conglomerate of like almost most of like the entire luxury market. And the what's his name, Arnault, whatever. That's like the owner, the CEO. He's a billionaire. He has like, I think he's like one of the richest men in the world, actually. And you keep making all this money, off of, people and false pretenses or whatever it is. Like, okay, cool. But China doing that, it definitely 100% hurts brand image, 100%. And once people start feeling like, oh, well, I don't really care for this luxury brand because it's not even luxury anyway. It's made here, whatever. Regardless, girl. Like even, and I'm talking about the rich people and their market, because even COVID caused a lot of these luxury brands to take a fall, actually, like stats-wise.
Do you hear about the Dior situation?
I don't know, but
there was a situation where it came out that Dior was making its bags, like the $4,000 bags, for $57, and then they came out to debunk it, that this and this and that. Till date, people are still buying Dior because guess what? The price didn't drop, and like I said, as long as it's unattainable, the human chemicals in our brain is going to want it.
But and look what I'm talking about, because they use like celebrities also to push these brands. Once faith and all that gets lost by their main consumer base, they can and will be worthless.
I don't think that, as long as it's still like they're keeping their prices, they're bringing out new things, and the prices keep rising. It's never going to go anywhere. They
can do that, but what I'm trying to say is that the power is still in the consumer. If the consumer decides that, you know what, I'm not shopping here anymore, they will crumble. This happens to, for example, when certain brands get boycotted.
But that's what I'm saying.
They lose money,
but that's what I'm saying. That you think that how people are so upbeat to keep the image that they're going to back off of. Okay, my favorite rapper is wearing this, or my favorite whatever is wearing. They're not. Even though Target was boycotted, people still go there to the. I went there the other day. I didn't even know it was boycotted. I couldn't even find a place to go, like, pay for my stuff. It was that busy.
Well, because they are still, but they know that their sales have been dropping.
As long as that they keep up with trends. And if everything moves online, they move online. If competition is doing this, they do this and stay on trend and keep marketing to the consumers. People are going to get into it.
Which is 100% fine.
Like, there is this new thing that came. I'm sorry to cut you off. There's this I don't know if it's been around for a long time. There's this new bracelet that came out. It was like I forgot what it is. It starts with an M. I saw the price tag and I was just kind of like, oh my God, $4,000 for this itty. Is this big? Is this big?
But people just go with whatever's hype.
But people are still gonna buy it.
When I was growing up, the brands that were popular and popping and all that other stuff is nowhere to be found now. Trends come and go. These brands will rise and fall, so it's really all within. I think that
me personally, pay in your budget. You think they're making this or that, you still feeling the need and the urge to buy a Chanel, to buy a Dior, to buy a Louis Vuitton. You're still feeding into what they've put in your head. Buy a bag that is sustainable so you can have your money's worth. If you spend that $20 on that bag, on that fake bag, it's going to break. You don't have any.
There's no purpose in
right. You don't have any assurance to be like, oh, hey, Gucci, my bag broke. And, Sunday we're gonna fix it. You just have to pay for a shipping cost. You probably were gonna have to spend that money again. You know what? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Share your opinion on our opinions, because today if you had an opinion, it was very much heated.
Let us know what you think or whatever. If you're planning on whatever, who you support, who you don't support, your take on luxury brands and all this other stuff. I'm always gonna be on the side of the people, and
I'm on the
to
side of your
corporations.
pockets, okay? Do what your pockets allows. Don't be forced with logos.
I will never be on the side of a corporation, a major corporation, a government entity, anything. I am on the side of the people.
Okay, thank you guys so much for joining us for today's episode, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.